everyone, and welcome back to the AustinTalks channel, where today we are where I am going through my summer. This is a tiny little video that I usually do. Not usually do, it's my first time. This is a video that I did say I may do, so here it is. This is my summer and what I did after being stuck in after COVID. Oh dear God. Transitions. Thank you, everyone. Right. Being on a plane after 3 years, what was it like? So, being on a plane after 3 years, it definitely feels weird. And actually somewhat scary. I'll never forget the feeling of actually thinking you've forgotten something. I was sitting on the seat. I got the window seat. I was sitting outside. I was watching the people walk into the plane, and I'm sitting there like, have I forgotten something? Have I actually forgotten something? I think I do this. I'll never forget that anxiety. It actually sucks. I ended up not. I was fine. I didn't lose anything. I actually lost something there, but I didn't lose anything on the way there. So that's a start. One of the most productive. It was one of the most productive and best flights I've ever been on, because I had so much leg room. The food was good, and I thought it was so productive. I got quite a few videos done as well on it. That I actually did. That's already been released. I did the She-Hulk and Miss Marvel video on whilst I was on the plane. So yeah. Not the Miss Marvel. I definitely did not do the Miss Marvel. Wasn't released then. No, it was another video. Oh yes, that's right. Obi-Wan Kenobi and Stranger Things. I did She-Hulk, Stranger Things, and I did She-Hulk cry during it, but then during the time there was like not D23 Comic-Con while I was out, so I had to edit like practically the whole thing, which was really annoying. But anyway, and I was thinking about it on the plane, and I thought, I was like, say here, like, well, it's too late now, but I was talking to my dad about it. I was like, what if I've forgotten something? And he just went, well, it's too late now. He's not wrong, right? And now we're off. Like, the time on a train or a bus, oh, this was awful. I spent more time on trains and buses than I did anywhere else, or literally, I spent the time on those buses and doing things like this, again, making videos or watching a series I'll get into in a little bit. I mean, as I say here, hey, at least I had something to do, but the scenery was nice too. Yeah, on the way from, I don't know what station it was. I think it was Dumfries to Carlisle. No, or was it Carlisle to Dumfries? I really do not know. But there was a 2-hour drive on a on a bus. I just watched the series that I'll get onto in a little bit. But the scenery was lovely. You get to see so many mountains, and like greenery is like very nice, because you don't have any here. My arrival in Kent. I love this. Seeing my cousins and uncle, auntie, and grandparents for over 3 years was a great time. That, in fact, that I could see them, and the best part about it is I was so happy. I was very happy, just to say the least. I'll say that. Playing golf with my grandparents, that was hilarious. And actually spending a day with them as well, that was even better. As you can see in the image, there's like a glass area. That is where we did the golf. It's called Blue Water. Very great place. I was gonna try and find the street that we lived in, but I couldn't find it. That's just like Kent, because that's where I'm from. But yeah, I went 2 times to 2 days in a row. In fact, to this golfing place. It was very because I went with my grandparents, then won against my grandfather because he plays a lot of golf. And I will show you the score in a bit because I did record it. Because you have it on a paper. I kept the paper. And don't worry, I'm not embarrassing him. I did ask if I could send on a video, and he said yes. Oh dear. That's wrong. No, it's not wrong. There we are. So, arrival in Scotland. Arriving in Scotland and seeing my grandmother after 3 years was really nice. We were greeted to a steak pie. I do love a good steak pie, even though I'm actually not a big fan of beef. But her steak pies are just through the roof. And her wonderful bouncy balls. Fun fact, I did not like coconut. Did not. I do now for some reason. Coconut has grown over me throughout all my life, but I usually hated coconut. But it's all right now. But I'm very happy I was able to see her because she is one of the very most important people to me. But then again, it is nice to see everyone in the family, like after this long time. Because as I say, in like FaceTime and messages is just not the same as seeing them in real life, and I think a lot of people can relate to that. The things we did in Scotland was really nice. My grandmother made a buffet for us and my cousins and uncle. My uncle came over because I have 3 uncles. Am I right? Yeah, 3 uncles. I've got 3 uncles. One of them came over along with my cousins, and we had a buffet. My grandmother makes the best buffet. It lasted for 5 days, or 3. I think it was maybe 4 actually. We went to there's a park called Headsver. That's spelt wrong. It says air, but it's spelt with a Y. That's what it's called in Scotland. And yeah, it was really nice. Yeah, see, so if you see in the image, there is a stripy bit for the heads of air. That is the most funnest bit ever. And while we were walking across the animals, because it's a farm park, it's a play area bit, but it's also a farm park. I'm a child at heart. You call me a child if you want, but I like this play park. But some of the things my dad was saying about the animals, I felt bad for the animals. It was, I'll tell you the joke. So the morning that we went there, we had bacon and a sandwich, bacon rolls, and we saw pigs. And he said, "Don't tell him what we had this morning." And I was just like, "Dad, for real?" And then he said it may have been his friend. He's just digging himself a bigger hole. I asked him, had he ever tried horse? I was thinking of no. Why am I surprised? It's my father, so yeah, of course he did. And if you've never heard of the Wood Road? No, I think it's Woodrow. I get confused all the time. Well, we went there many times because it's one of my favourite places to go. I actually visited a new part of Scotland. Yeah, I found out that my parents had already been there, just not as but like a very, very long time ago. But the most important thing that I got to do in Scotland was spend time with my grandmother. While my parents were out doing something, I got to do something with my grandmother, so that made me very, very happy. Which, if she's happy, I'm happy, everyone's happy. Right, arrival in Liverpool. This was PTSD. Arriving in Liverpool was actually one of the best things in England I did. I say that I didn't. I honestly loved it. I absolutely love Liverpool. It was not only do I love the team, but the city is amazing as well. It was one of the best things, mainly because I didn't have to go on a bus or a train for the rest of the day, for the rest of the time there actually. 6 hours just on transport, and plus it was great because I got to see a good friend and my lovely brother, which I'll tell you a bit more after this bit. And I've got a bruised hand for some reason. Just found that out because of the budget that my brother is on. McDonald's and walking through town was the only thing we could have really done. No, let me be clear. everything was bought by my parents, and I literally had no problem with that. My brother was like, "No, are you sure you don't have to?" I think deep down I actually wanted it. No, but like honestly, I can tell what his budget he's on. He's finally got a job, so I'm very proud of him. For like, he's out there all on his own. He doesn't have guidance. I mean, to see what he's accomplished while we're not there by himself, may I add, it's astonishing. It is really. I'm glad he's my brother. What we did in Liverpool. Oh, this I didn't fit everything in. I didn't fit everything in. I loved it all, just didn't get to. I got to see the education centre that my brother goes to. Yeah, I saw the university that he goes to, but I also did see like another university he was actually planning to go to, but he didn't. I got to see the whole of Liverpool, including the history of the Beatles. So if you could see a little bus in there, that's not the right one. So they were doing a big bus tour, and one of the it was mainly the history of the Beatles, because if you don't know, Beatles is like they originated from Liverpool. The tour was great. I can't really complain about going to Liverpool. It's such a great place. And looking at the background and like the images on the screen, looking at the background, it just it's still surreal knowing that I've been there, because it's such a nice place. Like, I can imagine most businesses are actually run there. The clock tower in the background was actually, so the clock tower on the screen and the clock tower in the background, I don't know if you'll see it, is actually where the Batman was filmed. So the clock, if you don't know, the clock tower that he leaps off of in the Batman film, that is the same one that he jumps off of, and you can see that on the tip of the top, which I thought was very cool. I thought that was sick. My brother showed me that, and I was ecstatic, because he knows the nerd that I am. I also got to see Thor: Love and Thunder with my good friend and brother. It was very nice, mainly because I got to hear him complain throughout the whole film. So the story was, he was initially going to try and forget it, try and wheel me out of it, but I'm a very annoying brother, as we all know. But no, what happened? We were eating something, and I said, we're leaving after tomorrow, and we already had a plan for the next day. And I said, what about Thor: Love and Thunder? My brother just put his head through to the table. Surprised he didn't break it. But because he said I think he wanted me to try and forget, because his mate who he's living with says when he went out with their friends, and said to him and said to him that Thor: Love and Thunder was really bad. I don't think it's worse than Ragnarok. My expectations were low. It wasn't as low as I thought it was, because Ragnarok was awful. And you know what that's like because of watching the video. If you don't, watch the Thor: Love and Thunder video. I got to have a Costa and see Albert Docks. Albert Docks is a wonderful place, but the amount of police cars and ambulances that came through Albert Docks was terrifying. Yep. So if you can see where the Ferry wheel is, but so where we were around there, and there was like this inflatable bit, and it looked like they were heading down there. I don't know what happened, and I don't exactly want to know. My brother, when we saw them coming down, my brother was like, "Do you want to go and check it out?" I was just like, "Not really, no." If there's been because I know what Liverpool's crime rate's like, and if I see this, then definitely not doing that. Right. The arrival in Canterbury. Oh, this was nice. Arriving in Canterbury, I got to see my godparents, and I had a farm party on the day that we got there. It was very nice. We just before 12 we arrived, and it was that night. I had pizza for dinner, and I made friends with goats. Yeah, and goats and sheep. I made friends. Now I don't no longer have those friends. They're no longer in the country. Damn it. because my brother didn't come, I had to fill in his banter and sense of humour, and luckily I did it. But boy, is it hard! Trying to live up to him's a nightmare. I ordered pineapple pizza. So me and my I think it's like, I don't know if there's like god brothers or god sisters, but like my godparents' son, who's like good friends with Marcus, my brother. He was ordering Domino's and I asked for something. I said pineapple on pizza. He gave me the look of it in disgust. He did not like that. And what did I do in Canterbury? Though I stayed home a lot, I didn't do a lot of things. I didn't do a lot of things, but I did just so much for this channel. It's really bad. And this is when I made the Miss Marvel review, Thor: Love and Thunder, and I'm Groot, the I'm Groot video. Originally I did I was doing all news details, plots videos, but I didn't really see a point in doing that for I'm Groot, and it was the same with anything else. No, it's the same with no, Miss Marvel, not the same. I would have done one, but I couldn't use the recording room. I know I love you, Marcus, but please, I'd like my recording room. And I did go walk across town. I had a really good time buying new clothes, and I can't stress this enough. This is not me to buy clothes. I got to try a new flavor of Tic Tac, new flavor to me, and it's lime and orange. Very nice. But okay, here's what I mean. New clothes. Usually, I got new clothes. When you say that, you think your parents got you new clothes. No, I chose them out. I chose 4. I'd spent £24 on t-shirts, and my parents didn't even get anything. It just shows you what I'm turning into. Oh, it's not good. Oh, it's not good. We're flying away. Yes, so we arrived back in Kent. It was a nice ride, and the actual background of my phone is the background of the clouds, because they looked great. Arriving back in Kent got me to spend time with more of my grandparents, and I got to try new things. I was able to lose weight on those days as well. I was able to rewatch some series, and I was able to catch up with work that I'll get into in a little bit. So this is the score, as you can see on the screen. Granddad and me. You have, so there's 18 rounds in total. I got 59. He got 61. I won by 2 points. Yeah, I did not get a hole in one, sadly. But when I played with my granddad and my nanny, I call my nanny grandmother just to differentiate granny and nanny. It's a bit easy. So when I played with my granddad and nanny, I got multiple holes in one. But this one, I think it was because of the nerves in playing with my granddad, because he plays a lot of golf, very bad. It's very unusual amount. So Superstore. When we were in Canterbury, I started watching this because when we were in Liverpool, this is what my brother watched, and I thought it was actually quite funny. So I watched it from the beginning. I was at season 2. Since when we left, was it? Yeah, we left Canterbury, and I was on season 2. And I left Kent on season 4 or 5. Then I came back here watching the rest, and I've already done another rewatch. Young Sheldon, I've watched this series. Oh my god, I've watched this series 6 times. I finished my 7th over the summer. I am planning to go back to it, seeming as during September they're releasing a new season. Yes, I'm very happy. And we're actually already in September, so I don't know why we're saying that, but okay. I said I was able to rewatch things. Young Sheldon, no matter how many times I watch it, I never get bored. And I'm planning to go back to watching Friends. I only got to season 2, but I'm currently watching The Big Bang Theory. I like sitcoms, if you couldn't tell. A lot of people have told me that over the school. So this is the first week back. I've finished my first week back to school, and people have been saying like Breaking Bad, Downton Abbey, and Peaky Blinders are good things to watch. And I'm always looking for something to watch. So after my list is endless, I'll go and watch them. Right, my flight back home. If you couldn't tell in the first slide or editing, I did the Heathrow after the plane. I now did the plane. Now I'm doing the Heathrow, then the plane. So the flight back to the UAE was one of the worst flights ever. I had feet at the arms of my chairs. Yeah. So I was literally, and then there's someone with their feet up my chair, like up my arm of the chair. And I'm pretty sure if you touch the screen, the people behind me, they touched the screen. Punched the screen. Because that's what it felt like. They kept on doing this. So you touch the button, so it's like a very tap. No, this is what they were doing. Yeah, like they were punching the screen. And I don't think, yeah. And I got the video done on there. And I did something related to the next slide. So yeah, I got back to Abu Dhabi and I really enjoyed it. I just punched myself like really hard and that actually hurts. Right, what I'm doing for the remaining time, for the remainder time that should be, I am actually writing a Moon Knight book, and I'm writing a movie that is Moon Knight, and I'm writing a cookbook. These are things I love doing. You may think this is so much. This is things that I really enjoy doing. It's something I could sell and all that. So why not just make it reality? And I've been working on this for quite a while, since I had the Moon Knight idea ever since the trailer was released. I noticed the storyline's actually quite similar to the series. Oh God. This may seem like a lot of things to do, but at the same time, I do enjoy doing this, and at the same time, I am doing this channel, and I was not going to say this, but I am actually doing it. I don't know if I've already said it. I don't know, but I'm going to say it anyway. I am doing an Austin Plays channel very soon. This month and next month, so September and October, the months that we're trying to get, I'm going to try and get this organised, but bearing in mind I've now started GCSEs, it may not be as easy, but getting homework done is actually not that hard for me right now, but that'll all stop, and we're only in the first week. Well, that'll be the end of this video. I hope you enjoyed the tour throughout my summer break, because I can tell you I for sure enjoyed it. If you enjoyed it, please let me know. Leave a like in the comments, and I will see. And I'll leave a like, subscribe, and leave a comment on what you would like to see on this channel next as well. Anyway, bye everyone.